What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a demo and review for another PNS product from their Rennie Doyle Double Black collection. We've done reviews from some stuff in this collection on the channel before. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and check those out. We reviewed their Pearl Auto shampoo. It's actually still the shampoo I use today on all my cars that I do. So we're going to be checking out another product from them. This is a fairly new one that came out just a couple of months ago. It is their Swift Clean and Shine. This is sort of a mix between a light cleaner and a dressing, so it's sort of an all-in-one maintenance product. So we're going to check it out. We're going to see how good it is, how well it works. We're going to break down everything from the price to the performance. So stick around. We're going to get right into it. Alright, so as we get started here, I want to make sure to let you guys know to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're into detailing content. We've got all types of content on the channel and more coming soon. Always open to suggestions and feedback in the comments as well. But if you subscribe, that is the best way to support the channel on our way to 500 subscribers. So I appreciate all the support. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to break down some details on this before we get into the demo. So you can see here on the front, interior quick clean, cleans and protects, time-saving process. It is safe on leather, vinyl, and plastic, so pretty much all hard surfaces, aside from glass and stuff like that. They say if you get it on glass or infotainment screens, things like that, you can just wipe it right off. You got the directions and everything on here. Obviously, shake well prior to use. Apply Swift onto the surface, an applicator, or a sidekick or scrub pad, so that you can really apply it any way that you want to. I'll probably go ahead and apply it just with a simple microfiber towel, but you can use scrub pads and things like that too, which is nice. Now they say that this is sort of a maintenance product. I watched them talk about it in one of their demonstration videos. They said it's not a super strong cleaner, and it's also not a super strong protectant. So it's just a maintenance product for in-between details, just for light dirt, light dust, and things like that, to keep your car looking nice and shiny. Keep it looking new and keep it looking fresh. And it does have a nice sort of orange vanilla, like creamsicle type of scent, which is nice. I love the scent of this stuff. I have used it on a couple customers' vehicles, and they seem to like the performance of it. Again, it's just a simple maintenance product. Now, as for the price, you're going to end up paying, I believe it's $15.95 for this 1 pint. You can also get a gallon of it for, I think it's $35.95 if I'm not mistaken, all on the PNS website. I'll leave links to that in the description. But yeah, so that's all the details on it. Just a little maintenance product. Again, it's light cleaning and dressing all in one. So we're going to break it down in the live demo. We're going to see how good this stuff is and if it's worth the buy before you go ahead and purchase it. So let's get right into the demo. Alright, so starting out here, a couple little things I'll note. First of all, my car really isn't all that dirty, so you're not going to see a lot of dirt and debris get cleaned up, aside from, a couple areas like the kick panel there on the entranceway that I went over. But we're going to be starting with the door panel. One of the first things you're going to notice when you use a product is the scent. It sort of has like an orange vanilla scent to it. I think we talked about in the intro. It has like a creamsicle kind of scent. Scent is very nice. One of my favorite scents from any of the PNS products that I've used. Of course, they always have good scents with their products. So if that's something that you're concerned about, it does smell good. It goes on pretty easy. You can see I'm just using the microfiber towel method. Again, you can use it with a scrub pad or a detailing brush, things like that. I find that using the microfiber towel is the best way to do it. What I did was I just sprayed down the surface, and then I also applied a little bit to my microfiber towel. Now, it is very easy to over apply, so you want to be careful not to over apply it. And of course, you can go back over with that dry side of the microfiber towel and buff it off if you have to. One thing I did notice when I went over the button on above the door handle there for the lock mechanism, it did take some of that red dye off of the lock mechanism. And I don't know if maybe that's just because that red dye was already fading, but that is just something to note. I noticed a little bit of that red dye had transferred onto my rag, which you'll see here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you. But other than that, it goes on fairly easily. Again, it does smear if you over apply it, so there may be some areas where you have to go back and buff it off. You can see there's the red dye on the towel. Again, that might just be a coincidence. I don't know if that's really, if the product's really to blame for that. But you can see here's the end result. Don't mind that little mark on the door there. That's been there since I bought the vehicle. I think that's just damage to the plastic. But it did a pretty good job of just adding a little bit of a shine in there on the darker textured, more textured plastics, like around the buttons there. I was very impressed with how it looked on those types of plastics. You can see a little tiny bit of smearing on the button there. You can just go back and buff that off, no problem. But it will smear if you're not careful. So you can see here's the kick panel. Unfortunately, I didn't get a before shot of it, but I was very impressed by how well it actually ended up cleaning that and shining it up. You can see the dash here. I did go over the dash and the other door panel off camera. See, the end result is pretty good. Nothing mind-blowing or spectacular, but it works as advertised, and it does bring back a little bit of that OEM sort of satin shine, and it cleans a little bit of light dirt, light dust, and things like that. Works on all types of plastic. Again, it looks very, very great. I even use it on my center console area there on the armrest. It looked pretty good. So yeah, that's our final result. Alright, so final thoughts on the Swift by P&S. I like this stuff. I don't love it, to be honest with you. It's not one of my favorite products I've ever used. I don't think it's necessarily a game changer or something that you have to have. Obviously, I wouldn't be posting a demo or review if there wasn't something positive about it. So it, you know, it works as advertised, and it's really good for those that like to keep their car super clean. But if you're detailing cars that are, you know, super dirty and have caked on grime and stuff like that, this is really not the product to use. Again, somewhere it did impress me was on those the kick panels on the entranceway on the inside the door jamb. Those little plastic kick panels that get dirt all over it. I did use some of it on there, and it seemed to actually clean some of the dirt pretty well. So it does have its use. It works as advertised, and it is good for cleaning in between details. Keep about all this stuff on you. You can keep your car looking fresh at all times. Again, it also does smell very nice as well, and the smell lasts a little while. It's not overbearing or anything like that, but it lasts long enough to keep your car feeling fresh. So it's a good product. It's not my favorite product. It does smear if you're not careful with it. If you over apply it, even just by a little bit, you're going to end up with streaks and smudges and stuff like that. And you go back over and you can buff all that off. But if the vehicle's hot and you're working on a hot surface like I was, sometimes you don't have a choice if you don't have a garage, right? So you just have to be careful with this stuff because it will smear. Always try to work on a cool surface so it's easier to work with, but it can smear if you over apply it, so keep that in mind. You don't want to over apply it. I found that when I scrubbed with either a scrub pad or a you know, a detailing brush, things like that, which I did try off camera, I didn't really get the best results doing that. I tended to end up with more smearing. You can do that if you want to and just buff it off, but if I were to recommend a use for this, it would just be to lightly spray it on your microfiber and go over, get light dirt, light dust off of the surface, and just bring back a little bit of that shine. It does work well. Again, I recently used it on a customer's vehicle, and they seem to really enjoy the results. So it has its purpose. It's not my favorite product. I probably won't really be using it on customers' vehicles. I'll probably just use it on my own vehicle, keep it looking clean. So it has its uses. For $15.95, that's really not bad at all. $35.95 for a gallon. Again, it works as advertised. It's just not anything super special to me personally. A lot of people love it. That's cool. If you like it, that's fine. It's not my favorite product, but I'll probably keep a bottle around just to keep my car fresh. So again, it does serve its purpose, but just not a game changer or anything like that in my opinion. But go ahead and pick up a bottle if you're looking to keep your car super clean, super fresh. It definitely does that. But again, not super strong cleaning power, not super strong protection, and it can smear if you over apply it. It's not the easiest thing to apply in the world. Of course, with you know, all-in-one products, that tends to be a factor most of the time, but it's a decent product. It's a good product. It's not a bad product at all. If you're interested in it, if you're considering purchasing it, I would say go for it. It's worth the purchase. See if you like it, try it out. If you don't buy it again. But again, I'll probably keep a bottle around just to keep my car looking fresh. But yeah, so I guess that's the end of the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what other content you would like to see in the comments below. I'll leave links to my socials and all that stuff so you can follow me over there. And I'll leave links to purchase this in the description as well. So that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.